It's recording. How long is this one supposed to be? Okay.
In high school, women have volleyball, basketball, tennis, track and field, softball and baseball, swimming, and water polo. Guys have all of those except instead of volleyball, they have football. But when volleyball was first created, it was meant for men. Volleyball started out being called mintonette because the creator, William G. Morgan, thought it was a lot like badminton. William G. Morgan worked for a YMCA in Massachusetts in 1895. He noticed that some of the older gentlemen were having trouble with the physical contact and keeping up with the running in basketball games. So he created mintonette. This game was played on a rectangular court, small enough that the guys did not have to run back and forth long distances too much. With a net in the middle, 6 feet 6 inches off the ground. The ball was made of an inflated basketball bladder that was hit with your hands back and forth across the net between the two teams. The two teams had an unlimited amount of touches on the ball to get it back over the net. The rally went on until the ball went out of bounds or it hit the floor. 1 year after Morgan created mintonette, he presented it to YMCA physical education directors, and Dr. Alfred Halstead suggested that the name be changed to volleyball since the ball was volleyed back and forth. On July 7, 1896, the first official volleyball game was played at Springfield College. The rules have evolved over the years to progress the game. The games are now scored with rally scoring, which means that on every serve there's a point. The games are also played to 25 instead of 21, and if there is a tiebreaker game, it's played to 15. The teams have to win by 2 points, even if it goes over 25, unless there's a cap, which would mean that whichever team made it to the cap number first would win, no matter if it was only by 1 point. To serve the ball, the player must be behind the end line until they contact the ball. If it's a jump serve, they have to take off behind the end line. The players can serve underhand or overhand. On the serve, the ball can hit the net and then go to the other side for a point. There are always 6 players on each side of the net, and every time that a team wins the serve, they rotate in a clockwise direction. Each side can only have 3 hits before the ball goes back over the net. A player cannot hit the ball twice in a row. The ball can be played off the net, and if it lands on the line, it's considered in. The ball can hit a player anywhere and still be played by their teammates. The point will be awarded to the other team if a player steps on the end line while serving, or if the ball does not go over the net, hitting the top of the net, or reaching over or under the net. If the team is out of rotation, meaning that the wrong player serves, or if a player from the back row jumps in front of the 10-foot line. The courts are 29 feet by 6 inches with 50. The courts are 29 feet 6 inches by 59 feet, with a line at 9 feet and 10 inches. Lines designate the boundary lines, and any other lines on the court are 2 inches wide. The net for men is 7 feet 11 and 5/8 inches, and the net height for women is 7 feet 4 and an 1/8 inch. The ball weighs 9 to 10 ounces, and the pressure is 4.5 to 6 pounds. There are 3 players set up in the front row and 3 players set up in the back row at all times. The setter runs the court. They decide who hits and sets the hitter up. Some teams have 2 setters on the court at a time, but they only need 1. The outside hitters are the players that hit the most on the team. They hit from the left side of the court and are also called outside blockers. The right side hitters are behind the setter when they set, and are also sometimes called opposites because they are in the opposite position from the setter. The middle hitter or blocker hits in the middle of the net. They block the right, left, and middle hitters of the opposing team. The middle is the most common player to run quick hits. The defensive specialist will go in for a front row player to play defense in the back row. A libero is a defensive specialist, but they can go into the game for multiple players in the back row. The libero wears a different colored jersey so that from the rest of the team so that the referees know who he is. When the libero goes into the game, it does not use a substitution. The libero is often the best passer on the team. Even if a player is on the bench, they still play a vital role in winning the game. Cheering is an essential part of volleyball. It keeps hopes up and dreams alive.